Once you're a convicted sex offender, you have to register with the police. And by doing so, people will not rent you, people will not hire you, you cannot go to a homeless shelter, you cannot get food stamps, you cannot get federal housing, the government will not help you get housing, and you have no way of making it in society, period. You just cannot survive. And they are taking people and making them registered sex offenders for talking to a police officer who's posing as a child on the internet, and they're making registered sex offenders out of men who've been involved with date rape, where women consent and then they turn around and claim he rapes her, and attempted sexual assaults, these things where many of these women are lying. They cannot convict him on a rape, so they go in and they say, he tried to rape me, but she was sitting there encouraging him, and he didn't do anything wrong, but she wins a conviction and destroys his life. So, and for going on the internet and downloading child pornography you didn't know was there, but they still can arrest you for downloading something you don't even know existed. And it's so easy to become a registered sex offender. They're not making, okay, the only people that should have to be registered as sex offenders are those who offend 13 years of age or younger. Anything else, whether it's rape or attempted rape or battery or whatever it might be, whatever, if it's not an offense against a 13-year-old child or younger, then a person does not need to be registered as a sex offender. And this is the biggest injustice in our system. And people who are being forced to register as sex offenders are not violent, predatory criminals. They're just men that got caught up in some lying woman's web, or they were just into some minor incident. And we're driving these men over the edge. Men that are minor criminals are pushed into violence because as registered sex offenders they cannot rent a house, they cannot get a job, and they're often pushed to go on the run and commit crimes, violent crimes, and even shoot it out with police officers and kill themselves because there is no hope for them to exist. And we have to this extreme hard line on crime policies that they're making all people registered sex offenders. This should not be, because we're going to drive people who are not violent, who should not be registered, into violent crimes, suicidal pacts, and shooting it out with the police and themselves. And the only people that should need to be registered are the ones that offend 13 years of age or younger.